the meeting of the EMAC Emergency Management Advisory Council. I see we have a couple people remote. We have CATS. Who's a representative from CATS?
They're just recording.
Just recording. Okay. All right. And then Lee Baker, we see you. How you doing?
Hello. Hello.
And the members that are here, we've got Chris England, Ken Long, Chris Wheeler, Don Adams, Cheryl Munson, and Justin Baker, our emergency management deputy director. So meeting called to order. I'll jump right into new business. And the first thing I'd like to discuss is the emergency management director interview process and recommendation. Myself, and I probably did this wrong. Penny Cottle, myself, and Mike Corman were the EM director hiring subcommittee, and it was like 29 applications. I think I'm talking off the top of my head there. I think it was 29. We interviewed 3 people. We possibly were going to interview 2 of them, but 2 of them no showed. We did remote interviews. And there was one person that really stood out to all 3 of us. We had questions that we all asked. There were 10 questions that we had created prior to the interview. And then we had a grading sheet to grade each interview. We each did it independently. Once the interviews were done, each person independently sent me their score sheets. And I looked at all of them, and all 3 of us scored the interview ease the same way. And the person that came out on top was Jamie Newell. Now, Jamie, some of you may know her. She's she's been at IU Health, Bloomington Hospital for years. I don't really know how long, but I've known her a while. And she's very effective. I've been in many exercises with her through District 8. I talked to her several references, and they were all spoke very highly of her and basically told me I was an idiot if we didn't move forward with selecting her. I knew some of the people personally that were the references, because Jamie and I move in the same world essentially, in emergency management, IU Health, that sort of thing. So with that,
You might show for the record that Penny Caudill and Mike Cornman joined us.
okay. Thanks, Chris, for pointing that out. Hey, Mike. Hey, Penny.
Hello.
Hello. My video's not working, but I can see everybody. You can't see me. Sorry.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad y'all were able to join. We're in the, and I want to make note of, I'm in the middle of talking about what we did as the hiring committee. And we want to present Jamie Newell as the person that we selected to the council, and would like you to, I would entertain a motion that we take the council, the subcommittee's recommendation being Jamie Newell, and you, that she be recommended to the commissioners as the EM director.
So moved. Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
How do you spell her last name?
Niebel. I think that's correct. Yeah, Neil. Neil. I had it backwards.
And it's spelled Jimmy.
Jamie. So with that said, yeah, to vote, we have to do that with members that are present. We have a quorum. So Chris, you affirm? Affirm, yes. Okay. Chris?
Yes.
Yes. Don?
Yes.
And Cheryl? Yes. And Ken is yes.
So I'm really glad that you were able to find someone who knows our community. I mean, I think that's so important.
I agree with you. I think she'll add a whole lot to the emergency management department, because she knows a lot of the people, and because she's worked with in emergency management field and safety field for so long. And relationships is what it's all about. Right.
If this is an inappropriate question, by the way, would we know what her motivation moving from A to B? And therefore, is it important in the hiring? Because if it, even if we know it, it's important. sort of like-
We didn't ask that question.
Okay.
We just asked questions about coming to why she wanted this position. So with the vote taken, 5 votes yay, no nays, in the quorum, motion's passed. Okay. So second order, any other questions about that?
So that goes to the county commissioner.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll write a recommendation and I'll provide it to the commissioners
Thanks.
and probably their Angie Party, her.
Administrator.
To her.
Okay.
The administrator. Their administrator. So the second order of business and new business is the hybrid meeting. Provided, I sent everybody an email, but the ones that are present, I think, do you all have a copy of it?
Yes.
Okay. And basically what it boils is, you've got the whole policy there and my understanding is it boils down to what I recommend, what we would probably want to put in our bylaws. And rather than read the whole thing, I've got a recommendation for the bylaws. I'll give each one of you a copy. I can't remember if I emailed that to everybody. Did I?
I saw it by email,
Okay.
yeah.
Does it all the time.
Radio.
No, it's the TV. It's the
Here you go, Jess. So, on the Article 8 of the EMAC bylaws, I would recommend adding, and it basically gives a synopsis of what the hybrid attendance policy for public meetings is. It says the EMAC may hold hybrid meetings by use of combination of electronic participation and in participation in accordance with Indiana Code 5-14-1.5-3.5, which that's the Indiana Code, adopted by Monroe County. Hybrid meetings require 50% of the voting members to attend the meeting in person, whereas the rest can attend online.
So we should take off that S in requires. We don't need that. So the subject and verb agree. Hybrid meetings require,
Okay,
rather than requires.
I'm sorry, I heard everything you said. I don't grasp it yet.
required.
There's an unnecessary S on the end of the word require.
Requires.
Yeah.
You can tell Ken wrote it if it's grammatically incorrect. Thank you, Sheriff.
I can't help it. I do
No, I appreciate that. And we're doing this,
do lots of editing.
and I'll just make a sidebar note here. We're doing this meeting this way because it was graciously pointed out to me that I was not properly moving forward with this recommendation.
Yeah, but
So.
we're all still learning on it.
So, anybody that's part of this, EMAC, if you see me do something that you think is incorrect, don't fail to let me know. Because my intent is to do things by the numbers and do it right, okay? I'm not gonna call anybody out for correcting. But I appreciate it, I really do. Does anybody have any questions about the hybrid meeting?
Question, we have to make a statement or address the quorum? Like, does this,
I think
does
this
this
does.
automatically meet the quorum? Because I don't know
Yeah,
if
oh,
that-
yeah, that's met it before today.
50%.
No, but I mean, like, does the language between point C and then this new point need to specify that meeting in a hybrid fashion can meet a quorum if the numbers are there in mixed media.
The fact that it's referencing Indiana code, it's saying all of that.
Yeah.
If you read
Okay.
this exhibit A, it should,
Right.
I haven't read through it all the way, but exhibit A is the Indiana code, which should explain how a hybrid meeting quorum is met.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the fact that there are 5 of us present is a quorum anyway, regardless of whether we're calling it a
Yeah.
hybrid meeting or not.
I didn't mean for today, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can I just jump in real quick? And I may add something that either may not even be necessary, but in either scenario, whether you're conducting your meeting in the old fashion like you are today, or in the hybrid fashion, a quorum is just the same under either scenario. You still have to have the majority of your members present for there to be a quorum. In the hybrid scheme, a member participating remotely is not counted as being part of a quorum. So just a point of clarification. I don't know if that was helpful or not.
Yes.
so
Thank you.
So I think it's good for all of us to know that 5 is our magic number.
That is your magic number. 5 present.
In person.
wait,
Yes.
say that again. I'm sorry. Sorry if I'm missing
So
something.
regardless of whether it's a hybrid meeting or not, your quorum has to be met. the
In
same.
person.
Has to be done in person. You could have, so you got 5 members here, 3, 4, however many are on this commission, could all be, the rest of them who don't make up the actual quorum can be meeting virtually, and they can vote, they just can't be used to make the quorum.
The
Very
quorum
good.
doesn't have to be in person.
It does it.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's, yes.
that's why it's the magic number. 'cause
Well, I
otherwise
understand,
we're not-
I understand quorum. I didn't know that.
I'll add just one more point on that as well. The other big difference between the regular type meeting and the hybrid meeting is when you take votes in the hybrid meeting, they do have to be by roll call.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be quiet now. I'll go back to my silent spot.
So, and you did roll call when you took the vote on.
Yeah, but I don't
On
think
the
this,
appointment.
this wasn't being treated as a hybrid meeting, although there are members
Yeah,
who happened to be present, they weren't asked to vote,
right.
so this wasn't being treated
This
as
is
a
not a
hybrid.
hybrid. Exactly.
Any other thoughts, questions?
Vacated premises.
So the code actually does say some electronic can be a part of the quorum, can governing body member who participates in the meeting by an electronic means of communication shall be considered present for purposes of establishing a quorum. So that might be different than what we're saying. Section A,
There's another
B,
note also.
2,
Section A.
AB2 has,
AB2.
but yeah, I just
So
want to
we
get it
have-
straight in my head. I'm
We've
sorry.
got, Lee Baker here, so this is the time to.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, a
Or is
member
this-
of a governing body may not participate in the meeting by electronic communication if the governing body is attempting to take final action to adopt a budget, make a reduction in personnel, initiate a referendum, establish or increase a fee, establish or increase a penalty, using the governing body's eminent domain authority, or establish a raise or tax.
So some exceptions there. Okay.
They must have changed that. Because originally, you had to be present to create the form.
Yeah, okay.
This is being, if this is written correctly, then
Okay,
Like
so-
you said today, it doesn't matter though, because we're
Right.
not doing this right now. So
We're not doing
So
this.
I'm understanding this right, then. That change what I did? That changes that Okay.
Yeah, it does.
I'll probably, what I'll have to do is go back and reread this again. I took an interpretation. So I can go along with what the actual code is saying.
Well, no, but if you read further down, point G there in the Indiana code, it does say 50% have to be physical, so that part's right.
That's the point. You got to have 50% present to conduct your meeting in that fashion. So in any case, that's your quorum.
Oh, there you
So
go, yeah.
in practice, it makes no difference what kind of meeting. The quorum rule is the same.
That's a good point, yeah.
Little confusing, but no shock given that the legislature wrote the statute. So they keep us lawyers employed. Thankfully, I'll give them that. So
Then this statement remains true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I appreciate your comments.
well, you're welcome. I'll try to be quiet. I may confuse things more than clarify. So I'll just answer questions and sit back here and watch. You all are doing great.
No, I really appreciate it. truthfully. Thank you.
Yep.
Think it reads well?
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions before I entertain a motion? Okay. Hearing none, I entertain a motion to accept this verbiage, to add it as written, except remove the S where it says hybrid meeting requires, make it hybrid meetings require.
Second,
So hearing a motion and a second, with this written verbiage to be added to the bylaws, I'll go ahead and do a vote. I'll call on each member. Mr. President.
Yes,
Chris,
for me, yes.
Ken's yes. Chris,
yes.
Donna, Cheryl.
Yes.
So with that, I'll say motion's carried. Cool.
Thank you for putting that together and
Well,
entertaining questions. So,
Well, I appreciate y'all coming today. We typically don't have special meetings, but realizing that Justin is fairly new to the emergency management office, and he's really been doing an outstanding job. I want to make a note of that, Justin. And I appreciate what you've been doing, but the office really needs the director and the deputy director. So I wait until the next meeting. I didn't think it was
Yeah.
prudent. I thought call it a meeting was a good idea. So,
Yeah, this big county needs 2 people. Needs 3 people technically.
you know, it's hard when it's one person. So I appreciate y'all coming to the meeting.
Do we get paid extra?
Yeah, you sure. I mean, double your salary, huh? That was being facetious.
Do I? I'm just kidding.
Okay, anybody else have anything they'd like to discuss?
It's good to see you looking so healthy.
Thank you. I shaved my beard, that's what it is. Any public comment?
Can I continue to come to the meetings without increasing my beard? It's a manly thing to do, and I've gotten it done.
Well, you got a mustache. so
Yeah,
you're
that-
halfway
yeah,
there.
that counts. Yeah.
As long as I live.
I hope not.
Okay, and no, not hearing any public comment. The next meeting is scheduled for May the 21st.
But it's not May.
It's not,
It's gotta be June.
is it June?
Is it?
Yeah, June, the actual, yeah, I saw that. I thought you were
Okay,
having another special meeting, so I was
No.
kind of confused. But
it
no,
is the 22nd. I mean, the
21st, yeah,
Yeah.
June 21st, yeah.
Okay. So the next meeting is June 21st, 2022 at 9 a.m. Now, a thought just came to me. We typically meet at the, what's the room over in the city building?
Registered office.
No.
Across from the controller's office on the second
Yeah,
floor.
yeah.
I can't think of the name of it. It's been so long since I've been.
Yeah,
there.
it's been a while.
Ah,
We typically meet, it's across from the legal office on the second floor in the city
Just
building.
down from, yeah, just down from us.
Would you, and this is the EOC, of course. We can probably get this at any time.
Anytime.
Would you like to continue meeting where we previously have met? Is it the Hooker Room?
I don't remember the name. It's been so
I think
long
it's
since
John-
I've
I
had a
think
meeting
it's
in there. It's been
I think
years.
it's the Hooker
I
Room.
think it is the Hooker Room.
It is.
I think it is.
so for some people who work downtown, that's convenient for them.
Yeah.
So
That's what I-
let's check with those people that are pretty key, like health
So,
department.
just think about that and drop me an email or something. We'll, let you know prior to this. I think it's been very conducive for people working downtown, to be truthful. That's why it's what it's done. Not quite as easy on the emergency management. But you.
But I think
You
once
need
they
to
used
get
to be
out
in
there.
downtown, wasn't the office used to be downtown or the EMA office?
Mhm.
Well,
So,
a long time ago, it was in the basement of Penny's building.
Yeah,
so
Tell me where-
I
Tell me
do
where
I do have one comment about that. It is certainly more convenient, but if you're looking to have a hybrid meeting, then you have to look at whether or not that's possible in that space.
And I don't know whether that out, I can go pop over and take a look, but I haven't any idea whether the Hooker
If they
or
have any
whichever room that's
technology.
called is set up for
Mhm.
hybrids. Not that we're gonna do them very often,
Right.
but I don't know whether it's set up for hybrids. I'll double check that, and let you know, Ken.
Okay, appreciate it.
What about
So-
City
Appreciate you
Hall?
mentioning that.
Yeah.
Ben.
We used to meet at City Hall and that worked okay.
That's what
You mean in the
it's.
chamber?
And-
We did used to meet in the
Yeah,
chamber
we did do
occasionally.
that.
Yeah.
So I think the county wants us to have hybrid meetings. So
Okay.
there's greater public participation. It's not just for the convenience of the,
Well,
of the,
It
council,
doesn't
but-
necessarily need to be a hybrid meeting. It just means that we're allowing the members of the public
easy
to
access.
to
Zoom
join
access.
it by electronic means.
Yeah.
All the members of the commission could be here
Mhm.
present, and it's not a hybrid meeting. We just have an electronic presence for the public. But this room would certainly allow us to do that all the time. I'm not opposed to coming out here. It doesn't bother me. So just so you know, I'll just go ahead and say that.
Mhm.
I'd be happy to meet out here if this is where everybody wants to meet.
Yeah, same, and I think something to be said for being in the environment that we're
Well, there's,
kind of
Mhm.
responsible for, so.
because over the years, we didn't come out here once in 2 or 4 years.
Oh, that's not
Because
good.
to be truthful, oftentimes,
Hmm.
the emergency management will have to talk about devices or equipment or whatever. And it's easy to point to what the problem is or
Yeah.
point out what it is they're trying to do. That way we see it. So, yeah, I do think there's advantage.
So
Also-
is there parking adequate here for say a dozen people?
you can park at, if you see the county vehicles, I think you can park in any spot in that parking lot.
Well, we want to be thoughtful. Even
Yeah.
if we're allowed, we still would like to be thoughtful.
Mhm.
You know, the people that work here, they may, okay, I gotta get my space today. Well, that's not necessarily what we want to do. So,
And we can talk to the highway garage, and let them know when
Yeah.
our meetings are here. So
And we
if
can-
everybody would, just think about it and give me a heads up what your thoughts are, and we'll go from there, okay? So with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Adjourn.